Hey guys, Theology Prepper here, John here. I have another episode. Our first, actually. So, how this is going to work, we're taking kind of a topical Bible study and then we'll combine that with some prepping stuff. So, just in general, what do we prep for as Christians? Well, we were or should be always prepared for giving a defense of the faith. Why do we believe what we believe? So, we should be prepared to answer questions about what we believe, and that's what we'll look at. We should also be prepared for how we live and deal with the world that we're in. And then just in general sense, looking at the world and circumstances around us, how and in what kind of ways can we prepare physically and in our everyday life for things we see going on around us. So first today, I want to just take us through a topic of Christians being hated in the world. John chapter 15, verse 17, 18, and 19 says this: "These things I command you, so that you will love one another. If the world hates you, you know that it has hated me before it hated you. If you were of the world would love you as its own. But because you are not of the world, but I chose you out of the world, therefore the world hates you." And so there's many other passages where Jesus tells his disciples that basically because we're Christians, because we follow Christ, and because the world hates him, again, a sinful world doesn't want righteousness, doesn't want God. Satan doesn't want those things in his world, so to say. We're not liked. We're not very popular as Christians in this world, and we see that around us, all day, every day. And what's being produced on TVs, what's in commercials, how we're treated, how we're downplayed, political stuff, you name it. But again, we should be ready for that. We should expect it. If you're listening to a pastor, a teacher, a podcast, something where it's health, wealth, happiness, and everything's supposed to go great, and God does everything for his children in such a way that, you really shouldn't have any of these problems in life. Or you're not hearing this kind of teaching, you're just hearing it's like, hey, not only should life be great and good, but you just need to focus on making it better. So here's 12 steps to this and 12 steps to making this better and that better and all this stuff. So in a sense, the way things are right now, until glory, until heaven, until new earth, all that, we, in a sense, don't fit in here. This world is full of sin. We fit into the sin aspect, but into our righteousness, our sanctification that we're striving for, we're going against the flow. The little fish pictures where, one fish, the Christian fish, is going against the tide of all the other fish. That's the picture of the Christian life in reality. There are so many things that we are to understand in this world, in this life, that Christianity is not, in a sense, I guess you could say, the norm. Looking at just some other verses, Romans 8, verse 18, "For I consider that the sufferings of this present time are not worth comparing with the glory that is to be revealed to us." So what is that saying? So heaven to come. Would you take all the persecution this life can throw at you for heaven? When we talk about standing up for Christ, are we prepared to do that on a regular basis when the world comes at us? Are we ready to stand fast? Are we ready to hold still? Let the world maybe roll us by, again, for righteousness' sake. Because when we do suffer, we should be suffering for righteousness' sake, for Christ's sake, for his name. If we are afflicted, this is 2 Corinthians 1:6, "It is for your comfort and salvation. And if we are comforted, it is for your comfort, which you experience when you patiently endure the same sufferings that we suffer." So go through the book of Acts, look at the different apostles and disciples and how they suffered different things. And yet they stuck it out. It was worth it. They were willing to be beaten for Christ's sake. And, basically we're excited that God thought them worthy to suffer as Christ suffered. And again, that's not common teaching these days. So I wanted to get that out there, that we as Christians will face persecution, will face sufferings to certain degrees. I have a video going on my Humble Theology channel about Revelation, and we're about to get to some of those topics as well, how the church will suffer. As we look at that, so something practical then, hey, when you look at the world and you think of suffering, well, there's a lot of ways in which people suffer. So how do you try to comfort that? Do you stash a little money away? Well, some of our basic needs, one of our main basic needs is just water. So from a prepping standpoint, if you see the risk of running out of water or tap water going bad or things like that, take a juice bottle that you finished, take a soda bottle, 2 liter bottle that you finished, rinse it out, fill it up with some water, stash it away somewhere. You've prepared just in case water was to go out, to get bad, to run out to some extent. You don't have to go out and buy fancy water. Just bottle some yourself. Use what you have. It doesn't have to be an expensive prep, so to say. And we'll talk more about some other preps and some practical tools along the way. But just that's all I wanted to share today. Be mindful as Christians. Prepare your hearts and mind. Count the costs of what you're doing and what's going on around you. And just look to God. Have faith. Trust Him. But act on what you know. Act on what you see. Do what you can do while you can do it. And like always, share this around if you like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff, as we try to help grow this channel a little bit. Love you guys. Thank you so much for any support you guys offer, even if it's just a comment. It really goes a long way. I appreciate it. But God bless. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.